What's going on, fellow knife lovers? Welcome to Nice Knives. Today we're going to be talking about a knife that I have a love-hate relationship with. This knife is the Kubey Verijero. If you guys have ever been in a love-hate relationship, this knife is for you. So this knife here is made by Kubey, obviously. Full titanium scales. You got titanium pivot accent here with the KB logo. Titanium back spacer. Titanium clip that is not reversible. It has a T8 titanium pivot screw and a T8 titanium clip slash body screw. It does have an interesting flathead slot that you can use a flathead screwdriver to take those apart if you so choose. It is frame lock, running on ball bearings. Has a little bit of a front roller here on the top with some jimping and a thumb hole for deployment as well. Now, it features a satin finished 14C28N, like a drop point blade here, almost like a modified clip point in a way. It's flat ground and pretty nice looking knife. It is pretty comfortable in the hand. Your thumb gets right on the jimping, even for its kind of unorthodox shape. It works. You could choke up on it. There is no finger choil. You do have very minimal sharpening choil down by the plunge grind there, which is handy. And the ergos on it aren't bad. I mean, you can get a good grip. It does actually feel pretty comfortable. I don't really feel a whole lot of hot spots on this knife. Just the clip, maybe a scotch when it's digging into the palm of your hand, but it's really not that bad. It actually feels more comfortable than it actually looks. So I'm going to get into some of the reasons why I'm not a huge fan of this knife. The action's great. It drops down, no problem. It's pretty drop shutty. But what I'm doing here is actually taking me a lot of time to get this knife to function the way that I would like it to function. It's one of those knives that doesn't want to deploy, at least for me. Maybe my hand size, I'm not sure. Might work better for some other people, but for me, I have to kind of manipulate this in a certain way that I feel isn't the best. Like if you needed to get your knife in a hurry, you needed to deploy your knife in a hurry in a self-defense situation, this knife here, I probably would say might let you down in your time of need. If I was to deploy this in a hurry, I would definitely use the front roller to deploy it if I was in an emergency situation, because I know it's going to work. Now the problem that I have with this knife is that my finger doesn't necessarily want to get in to the thumb hole for reverse flicking. I can't reverse flick it. If I actually try to get my finger in there to reverse flick it, and I'm not pressing on the lock bar or anything like that, it's very difficult. What I do to get this to deploy is I just kind of stick the meat of my finger and just hope that the meat of my finger kind of drags across it just enough and whip my wrist to get it to deploy. So it doesn't feel like a very secure deployment. On top of that, the thumb deploy, I'm not even going to try flicking it with my thumb, because half the time it doesn't want to work. And I got some other knives here on the table that I'm going to show you that are comparable to the price of this knife that are going to work just fine. I mean, this is a nice knife. 14C28N steel. Kind of lackluster in my opinion, especially for the price. This knife is going for about 150 bucks. I don't know what happened to the price, the price market guys on these knives. A lot of these knives have spiked recently. This used to be around 125. Now I'm seeing it going for 148 again. There's a few other knives here that like my Tian here, that was going for 95 bucks on Kizer, discontinued. Now Kizer doesn't have it anymore. It says page not found, and Blade Headquarters is selling the knife for 160 bucks. And they have 300 and something in stock. So I don't know what that's all about, but it's a little unfortunate, because I was going to say this knife, whatever. But great knife. I do like it. Like I say, it's a love-hate relationship. I do really like it. I love the titanium. I love the feel. I love the blade shape on it. And it does have a very almost mirror polished edge, which I think is super cool. It comes factory with a near mirror polished finish on that edge, which I think is cool. You got your vertical grind lines coming down that flat ground blade. Jimping's in the right spot. You know, you can choke up right here on this flat spot with the jimping. So it is a nice knife, guys. That's why I say I have a love-hate relationship, because part of me really is like, doesn't like it, and the other part of me wants to like it. So yeah, it's one of those kind of weird relationships. But anyway, let's go ahead and get a measurement on this knife. We have the Verijero sitting here, 1/8 of an inch shy of 8 inches in its entirety. The blade's meeting up with the scales at 3.5 inches, and the cutting edge on this knife is looking like 3.25 inches. Now the scales themselves, 4.5 inches, and the weight of the Verijero here. Let's do a guesstimation on this thing. I'm gonna say 3.7 ounces. We have 112 grams. 3.9. Oh man, I was close that time. All right, one of these days I'm gonna get it right on the head. So 3.9, and we got 112 grams. So let's get some size comparisons of the Verijero up against some other knives, and I'm gonna kind of go over the prices of those in case any of those strike your fancy. This is the box it comes in. White box, Kubey, plastic. You got your microfiber cloth and a card in there. So in case you guys are interested what's in the box. And it does actually have a sleeve as well. I just wanted to make it easy to open for you guys. So first up, around the same price tag, the Kizer Sparrow. This is 20 CV. Oh, I'm sorry, the Kizer Crest. I have the Kizer Sparrow down here. The Kizer Crest, and this is S35 VN blade steel, titanium, decent action, a little bit on the raw feeling side, if that makes any sense. It's a little on the gritty side, not as far as like bearings go, but maybe it's just the tuning. But yeah, this knife here is pretty nice. I would say it's definitely, in my opinion, better than the Verijero. And the Kizer Crest right now is going for the about the same price, 150 bucks, guys. And it's about the same size. There you go. Next, we have the Kizer Beyond. Full titanium. This is also S35 VN blade steel, if I'm not mistaken. I'm trying to find where it says on there. But this Kizer Beyond goes for $170. And this is one of those knives that you can get your finger in. Reverse flicks, no problem. Drop shutty. Thumb flicks, no problem. All frame locked, all titanium, all that kind of good stuff. So this one here, $169, guys. That one is a Tanto. You could see about the same size. Now we have the Kizer Tian. This is S35 VN, full titanium. This knife goes for, I believe, like I said, $159 right now on Blade HQ. Been discontinued. Used to be about a week or two ago. You could pick this thing up on Kizer's website for $95. So very disappointed with that, but is a nice knife. But I don't know if I'd want to pay 160 bucks for it. So we missed the boat on that one, I guess. Next up, this is the Sparrow. This is the Kizer Sparrow. This is 20 CV. This has Medusa fat carbon fiber with the Nebula carbon fiber, full titanium back, titanium clip. Very nice knife here. Very drop shutty, good reverse flicking action. You got a flipper tab, and yeah, this thing's $159, guys. So that is a very nice knife for the price. And last up, this one here you guys maybe never heard of. This is the SRM Asika. I believe the model number is 1411-TZ, and this is 154 cm blade steel, full titanium, very sleek carry. Nice jimping here, very good action, ball bearings. It's flipper tab, deployment only, so you don't have any other means of deployment. But look at the size of this SRM Asika. $125, I think, for this, guys. You might even be able to find it for around 100 bucks. So as far as budget titanium knives go, the Asika here is a killer deal. I'm going to put this right up against the Verijero so you can see the difference. This thing is a beast. So there we go. So as far as, like I say, this knife goes, it works once you play around with it for a few days and you kind of get that muscle memory down. You can definitely get the deployment on it. Thumb flicking, though, I would say is a no-go, at least for me. Definitely thumb rolling it is very, very difficult. The D10 is so strong, it just doesn't want to come out. I'm kind of forcing it there, and I'm, you know, I don't know. It's just weird to me. It's got some very weird action. Very weird action. Not enough room to get to the thumb hole. 14C 28N blade steel. I think just for all those negatives about it, even though it's made of high quality materials and stuff like that, this is one of those knives that I'm probably, unfortunately, guys, would tell you guys to pass on. And some of you guys might really, really like this knife. There's nothing wrong with that. It might work for you better than it works for me. But yeah, I think this knife here is one of those knives that I would probably pass on for the price. For the price of this knife, I would pick up, my first option out of these is I'd probably pick up this Kizer Sparrow here with a 20 CV blade steel and the fat carbon fiber. If I had to choose, this would probably be the first one I'd pick up for the same price. So yeah. Anyway, guys, hope you enjoyed the video. Hope you found this helpful. If you have any questions or comments, please let me know down below. If you own the Verijero, let me know what your experiences are with this knife, because for me, it's going to continue to be a love-hate relationship. So I'll catch you guys in the next video. Hope you guys have a great night. We're going to catch you later. Peace out.